Hi everybody, welcome back. So we're continuing on here in the lecture series on career development and career planning. And in this particular episode, what I'm going to focus on is how do we gain experience. I'm sure you all have been in that boat where you've heard about it. Like, to get this job, you have to have 2 years of experience. But how am I supposed to get experience if I can't get the job? And so sometimes we feel like we're in that never-ending circle. We can't get out of it. We don't know where to go to get those experiences so that we can get that job so that we can move forward. So how do we even get started? So that's the things that we're going to talk about today. And so one of the things we're really going to focus on is what are those skills that we need? What are the transferable skills? And how do we sell them and gain that experience? So one thing, and the easiest way, obviously, to do that is to get that through past employment. So if we have a past employment history that we're able to highlight and show the new employer that we have that experience, then that's an easy, straightforward way to go. Another way to do that, though, is what we might consider experimental learning. And what that's going to be is going to be practicums and internships. So if you have an opportunity to sign up for an internship, that may be a really great opportunity for you to gain that experience, and it does count as experience moving forward. Something else you might be doing is courses or projects that are involved in different classes, or being involved in a particular project in your community that you can show has those transferable skills. So always be on the lookout for something that you can get involved with, something that you're passionate about, something you believe in, and be able to demonstrate how that interest transfers into the experience that is necessary. Another idea is extracurricular activities. Now, these may be hobbies or leisure activities or things that you're involved in. Let's say you're involved in a committee that sets up a walkathon or a marathon or something like that every year for a charity that you're very passionate about. That's transferable skills. If you have a key role in that and you're doing active things, and you're going to be able to show how you're using those skills in communication or teamwork or team building or marketing or whatever that is. So don't discount those things that you're being involved in. You're a Girl Scout leader. You're involved in a leadership committee in your church. All of those skills count, and people don't always realize it. So they don't always give themselves enough credit for the things they're really doing. Working in the schools, volunteering in the schools, working on special projects. Don't forget about all those things. So take a moment and take an inventory about what are all the things I really do, and what are some of the achievements you've acquired that can demonstrate that. So any awards you've gotten, any appreciations you've gotten, any certificates you've gotten, any extra training that you've taken, those things are all going to count, and they're things that you want to make sure that you're taking time to collect and to demonstrate and to show so that you can evidence that moving forward. So that's one of those ways that you can get that experience. And take those opportunities now. You're in school, you're in classes. Think about that now. I'm going to want this career. I want to move forward. The job I want is going to require 2 years experience. What can I do while I'm in school now to start gaining that experience? Maybe start a volunteer opportunity. Maybe start getting involved in internships. Whatever that is, you can start that now so that when you graduate, you have that experience under your belt as well. So what are the types of skills that they're talking about? What is this employer looking for when we're talking about skills? One of the big things that we're talking about are transferable skills. And what is a transferable skill? That means it's a skill that you have that regardless of where you're going, the skill is still valuable. So maybe not the specifics. These are not fine-tuned, focused skills, but these are general skills that are valuable across the board. So you're looking at skills like communication. Having the ability to communicate well with others, whether you're going to be in nursing, whether you're going to be in business, whether you're going to become a lawyer, whether you're going to be a social worker, whatever area you go into, communication skills are really important. So being able to demonstrate that you have good and effective communication skills, that's transferable, and that's something that you want to be able to focus on. Other areas that are really important are going to be teamwork, creativity, decision making, the ability to do research, technology and technology fluidity, being able to use programs like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, things like that, listening skills, observation skills, and good decision making. So those are all valuable skills regardless of where you're going and regardless of what job you're going to have. Those are skills your employer is going to want to see from you. In addition to that, we have self-management and professional skills that they're going to be seeking out. And what does that mean? It's attitude. It really is. It's a readiness and a willingness to work and to work hard. That when I look at that candidate, it's somebody I want on my team. They bring a good energy, they bring good work ethic, they are a good employee, they're reliable, they're dependable, they're honest, they have good ethics. That's the type of person I want on my team, and I got to figure out where to put them. So remember the value of those skills too, because you could go apply for one job and somebody really, really be impressed with you and want you on their team so bad they're going to find a different spot for you if they have one, just because they're impressed with, or call you back and go, we've had an opening, we've had a change. I want you to come back and interview. I'd really like to see you on my team. You want to be that person. You want to be the person that you would want to hire, that you would want to sit beside, that you would want to work with. The other things sometimes are non-transferable skills usually, and these are going to be related directly to the field. So these are going to be experience, maybe a particular certificate that's only relevant to that field specifically. It could also be things like knowledge of jargon or vocabulary or networking within a unit, or basic understanding of a system. So if you're working in a particular system of care or system of business or system of finance or this particular system, there's a lot of words and jargon and the way things work that if you're just going from one organization to another, it can be very valuable to have somebody that has that experience already if they have the other good stuff, because it's less training. You come in right off the get-go and you know what you're doing and you understand what's required. So those are skills you're definitely going to want to highlight as well. Traditional skills that employers want are going to be your reading, writing, and arithmetic. That's not going away. Even though we have technology, even though we have all these changes, even though we have all those things, reading, writing, arithmetic, the very basics, they're going to be there and they're going to stay there. But the other things we really want to highlight are going to be critical thinking skills, collaboration and teamwork, communication, creativity, and innovation. Those are the top 4 skills that we see the employers are coveting and that they want from their employees, in addition to the basics. So focus on those things, your critical thinking, collaboration and teamwork, communication, creativity, and innovation. And it's no accident that many of those skills, if not all of those skills, are highlighted in the IDS core. So as you go through the IDS core, you will find those skills. So if you were thinking about, what are some other classes I want to take? If you're not an IDS major, maybe think about that IDS core, because you can take them as electives and it can still help you develop those skills regardless of where you end up. For the rest of you that are with us in IDS, you're already going to have that in your plan, so that's going to work out well for you. What are the most 5 sought after skills by an employer listed in your textbook are going to be: number 1, the ability to work in a team. That's valuable to an employer. They need somebody who can be a good team player. Ability to communicate both inside and outside of the office. So communicate with my teammate and be able to communicate with the public. The ability to make decisions and problem solve. The ability to obtain and process information, not just wait, but figure it out. And the ability to plan, organize, and prioritize work, to know what they're doing and do that. It's very important. And these skills are very important, period, and they can be found, again, in past work, but they can also be found in other activities. So if you're saying, I planned this summer camp, or I was involved in this organization, or I set up, those are all skills that you're going to be able to demonstrate and show that. And later as this course progresses, we're going to show you how to really highlight your skills and highlight yourself through different portfolios. And in that portfolio, you're going to find a way to highlight those particular things, showing that employer that you are the one that they want for that team because you have the right stuff. What is a skills gap? That's another term that's going to come up here. And what happens in a skills gap is when there's jobs available, that there is a company and there are jobs that are available in that community to be hired. However, they're not filled because there's not enough people in that community that have that specific skill. So whatever that skill set is, we need more people who have this. And we don't have them. This whole community doesn't give me enough people with the skill set that I need, and that creates a skills gap. And that's something that universities look for so that we can find ways to fill those skills gaps, get those people who want that employment the skills that they need to get those jobs that are already out there. So I want you to think about the special skills that you bring to the workplace. And not only special skills that you bring to the workplace, but what are the special skills that you're willing to develop? So if you see that communication is a weakness, you don't have much experience in it, I look at my portfolio, I don't see where it's reflected, now is the time to start thinking, how do I build that? How do I build that so I can show the employer I have those skills and that I can develop those skills? I haven't really worked on a team before. What team can I get involved in to show that I can demonstrate those skills? And remember, again, we're focusing not just on today, but we're focusing on tomorrow. We're focusing on your whole career. So maybe this first job doesn't require teamwork skills, but to get the advancement I want, it's going to require teamwork skills. So keeping that in mind, now is the time to start practicing those things. So you always want to, there's opportunities everywhere you go. So you want to start thinking, focusing on those skills, developing those ways to develop that experience and to be able to demonstrate that experience. That means as you have these experiences, getting people that you can use as references, getting letters of references, getting certificates, getting ways where you will be able to evidence in your portfolio that you've done those things. Anybody can say they did anything. How are you going to prove that you did it and you've developed the skills that came with it? I know you can do it. And I'm looking forward to the later chapters so that we can get started. See you soon.